Holy shit, I was muted the whole time.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Nowhere to
Wrap it
go
up.
but up, everybody. Welcome
Wrap
back
it
to
up.
the HAC, a channel dedicated to Juventus, okay? I didn't even do that on the 2 a.m. watch along, for Christ's sake, okay? So, didn't even
I was
happen
trying
at
to make
2
the
a.m.
gestures.
Oh my God. Anyways, we're good to go. We got a done deal on Timothy Weah. We got another one that apparently is super close, okay, to getting wrapped up. Comolli sticking to his guns there. And we asked the question, is he going to deliver in time with rounding out this team? Some are saying it's already too late. These guys are off in Germany riding bikes through the park, having a great time, and they don't have a full team. Yeah. We're going to take a look at all that right now and talk a little bit about that action yesterday against Reggiana at Continassa. I've got Trim. How you doing, brother?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Good to be
Got
back.
the guns out. Got the soprano look going on today.
Homage to Omar.
There you go.
Today.
There you go. Omer's not with us, but with us through that homage. Sev, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to actually comment on a game finally.
Nice.
And that'll be fun to break it down. But yeah, doing good. Glad to be here.
There you go. And Lucci, been a while. I can't remember the last damn time we saw you around here.
Feels good to be back, boys. Another season upon us. Let's get it.
There we go. There we go. Let's go. And Army, always great, as always. You guys, 2 a.m., the watch along was just lively and on fire. So Cugino, Eddie, Pino, Adam in there, MHN, Dragons 8. Great to see all of you and everybody else. Drop a like while you're in here. And let's not waste any time. Let's get to business. For Storm the Barn, fire away as you see fit, okay? You don't have to wait for a certain segment of the show. We're ready to take them on at any time. We're going to start with the Timothy Weah deal. Done deal. So yesterday we were hearing reports around Weah, around Miretti on terms that could be going down. And we thought, okay, it's time for Comolli because he's still new to us. It's time to see if this guy is actually going to stay true to his word because he had an interview where he said all the right things. You know, he was talking about Juve should be demanding respect. Nobody is bigger than the shirt, okay? And starting to set the tone that Juve's not going to get stepped all over or bullied anymore. And that's great. That's what we need. We need somebody to step in and do that. Well, fast forward to yesterday where we were hearing, yeah, the Weah deal's one step away at 13 million euros. Excuse me? Okay. Well, thankfully that's not the case. Okay. So you get the deal done. There's a 1 million euro loan. There's an obligation. It's 14 million euros. And there's bonuses of 3 million euros. He even got a sell-on clause on Timothy Weah. So, Comolli, bravo. Bravo in my personal opinion, okay? Trim, what do you think of that, the final terms there?
Final terms are more or less where they should be. Obviously, we're all a little biased. We were holding out for a little bit more, if looking at other teams and then their situations and how they sell their players, right? But I think it's fairly priced for him in the end. 13 would have been low, a lot lower than we would have all liked, right? So, and I think the nice added little bonus was that sell-on clause because I mean that can come in handy down the road, right? So it's always nice to see those thrown in there. So no, he did a good job.
Absolutely, Lucci. What do you think on the final terms there?
Yeah, I think it's more or less what I was expecting. I think it's fair. It would have been nice to get more on the initial loan, I think, and less on the obligation, but it is what it is. I was reading it this morning. He played 78 matches. He had 7 goals, like 8 assists or something. Like, you're not going to get a lot for someone with those kinds of numbers who really doesn't really have an exact position. Like, no one knows where his best position is. So take the money and run. That's all I can really say.
All right. And Sev, your thoughts?
Yeah, the same. I mean, I would have liked to squeeze a little bit more if we could have, but compared to where we were a few weeks ago with what people were offering, I'll take it. Like you said, Luch, like just take the money and run at this point. Get what you can and get out of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, it's funny because one of the things right there in there is just I think his stats too. Like if we're gonna go 78 games, whatever, 7 goals, 8 assists, etc. Like I mean, it's tough though because he spent a lot of time playing as a wingback or a fullback as well. So it's like it's kind of tough to judge. He's been all over the place. But I think that that's one of the strengths too. If I'm looking in the market in Italy and I see guys with 400 minutes, 300 minutes, half a season that are priced from 25 to 40 million euros, for me, the amount of matches this guy has played through Liga and through Serie A and Champions League, etc., and the fact that he could play up and down, left or right, and has even filled in at striker at times, that versatility to me alone puts him in that wheelhouse of that price range. Not necessarily statistics, because those guys that are priced in that range don't have the statistics to back it other than one season that are like, okay, well, are they going to hit it or are they not? In the end, I'm happy with this move. It's close to where he should be. Price relative. I think that release clause is the difference in putting you right where he should be priced, depending on what happens in the future there with Weah and Marseille. But the bigger thing is, I mean, it opens up some business now for Juve to do. What's the next move? I think we're all going to call the same thing. You got to go out there and get it done. What's the next move now, boys?
Colo.
I think, yeah. I was gonna say that, or you got to try to finish Douglas Luiz, get him off the books.
So, and essentially both are probably it, right? Colo's not going to wait forever. And we're starting to get those signs from the more credible guys talking about that, saying like, hey, the Spurs are out there lingering. But even if it's not the Spurs, he's had interested clubs and he's brushed them all aside for Juve. And he's been waiting. You got to go and wrap up Colo. And just take care of that piece of business. PSG is notoriously a nightmare to deal with, so the way they've been throughout this whole thing doesn't surprise me one bit. And to be honest, good on them. They're doing what they need to do. We need to do what we need to do, like in terms of our players. But Kolo Muani, I think we all agree, you got to go out and get that piece of business done. Douglas Luiz. So again, this all kind of ties into what Comolli was saying, because when we brought that up around this start here, that interview and the words he was saying, I think it was Cugino Eddie saying, same copy and paste words I've heard my entire sports fan life. However, it's not, I said this the entire time, it's great that he could talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. So this Weah move kind of was him walking the walk in terms of sticking to his guns, but also what they did, because we played Reggiana yesterday and Weah and Luiz were not used. And it was also reported that it would have happened regardless of where their mercato stood because of their actions. And not just from Comolli, but Tudor didn't want to use them because Douglas Luiz didn't show up to training camp on time. And Timothy Weah and his agent have been playing a little bit of games and flapping their gums. So, respect to Tudor for also following suit on that side of things. I have no problem with it. And to be honest, at 2 a.m., I wouldn't have cared who was on the pitch. I just wanted to see some goals or something. There was really only a couple of guys I wanted to get a good look at and everything and see how things were developing. But nonetheless, they're starting to back it up, right? We got to see if they can walk the walk. Everybody can talk the talk. And it's honeymoon phase with Comolli so far. Let's see. Douglas Luiz, apparently very, very close. Nottingham Forest. Okay? Nottingham Forest. So that's the next step. Now, when we talk about this team, and we're talking about Luiz, we're talking about Weah moving out, Kolo Muani coming in. Ullman from Sporting is obviously the name that's been thrown out a lot in the midfield, but that's going to be a tough piece of business too. Like, Sporting has interested sides from everything I've been seeing. Apparently United is ready to throw down good money, like up front, to pick up Ullman. So I'm not so sure about that one, but is it the biggest, like, is that the first thing that strikes you when you look at this team? Let's take a look at the Reggiana match just for that, just for roster, etc. And we'll start with Lucci. Like, if you're Comolli right now, let's say you get this deal done for Weah, you get Luiz moved. What's your next step?
I got a few concerns. So this is a problem for me. I've been reading recently. A lot of people think that Cabal's going to be the answer to our left-footed center back issue. I don't know if anyone remembers, but he had some shaky performances last year too. So I really don't think he's the answer either. And I would still be looking there regardless of how many numbers we have back there. Like those guys are just, they're depth options. They're not good enough to be starting. Joao, as much as I like Rugani, he should be your fifth guy. Kalulu clearly he's a roller coaster, that guy. You don't know which one you're going to get. Cabal, we don't know when he's going to be back to 100%, and still, I don't think he's an answer to be a starter. So for me, I'm still looking at a center back. Whether that happens or not, I think is a different conversation, but that's where I'm looking.
Sav, and what do you think?
After yesterday, I mean, it was a small sample size. I'm not so fixated on getting a midfielder right now. I have to go with Lucci, and that back line is just. It was so good to see Bremer again back there, and just his presence alone made me feel a little bit more comforted. But I don't know.
You can't do it all, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I'd rather focus that, and like we said earlier, and get Colo locked up.
All right. And Trim, what do you think?
Yeah, like I never thought our midfield was an issue. Strengthening it by wanting to add a guy like Human, or obviously the dream of Tonali, like great, yeah, that sounds all fantastic, but it's not FIFA. Can't just jam all these guys and come up with all this money out of nowhere to just sign these guys, right? So to Seven Lucci's point, like the defense is the easiest option, and actually for me it's right there for the taking. I would feel the most comfortable just getting Vega back. Bring Vega back. He's right there. Doesn't seem like he's going anywhere. Chelsea wants to move on from him. So figure out a way to come up with the money, even if it is 40. Pay the 40 for him. I know a lot of people are shouting in the chat for Leone. I want him as well, but the problem with Leone for me is that he's got to stay at Parma for a year. So you need someone right now. If there's a way they can manage to swing both, great. But I don't know. Like, I don't think that's possible to get both guys. So I think for me, it would be get Vega, but then that would probably close the door on Leone. So it would be get Vega, and then you need to add another guy up front if you can't wrap up the Colo deal. If you get Colo, then we're good up front. Move Vlahovic on, bring in Vega, and then I would be content with starting the season as is like this. But the biggest X factor is going to be Tudor.
So there's a couple things I got, like, when I'm thinking about this team and I'm looking at this roster and I'm looking at this coach, it's just the whole thing's kind of weird. Because you started building a squad for a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, however the hell you want to call it, okay? Not a 2-7-2, shocking to many who, anyways. You start building a team for that. Now you got a guy that comes in, he's 3-4-2-1 and seems hell-bent on it, and I think that it creates some issues. And will also alter what you think you need as far as needs go. Even in a 4-3-3 setup or whatnot, I'd like to see one center back come in that is solid, that you can bank on, that you can count on, that you could kind of lean on a bit, because Bremer's coming back from ACL. So is Cabal. And Cabal, before we saw him, played predominantly as a left back before he got injured. He was playing the left back position. We never actually saw him play at a center back role. That said, I think in a 3-man back set, he would be fine as a left center back. But again, what are we basing it off of? We're basing it off his time previous to even joining Juventus, right? When you get to Thiago Giallo, there's just way too much baggage there. This guy, if he could have hit the form, that was a low-cost flyer that I have no problem with us taking at that point in time. Because if he could have found the form before injury that he came to us, he would have been a spectacular signing. It just hasn't worked out, and he's had weird attitude bullshit even on the places he's gone to loan. Even at Porto, he was out past like curfew, like partying, doing all sorts of shit. it's a disaster. Some were saying, oh, well, he's better than Kelly. Yeah, well, the bar's not set very high, but 2 wrongs don't make a right. So for me, you got to look at, you're not going to get anything for Jallo. Like, Jallo's going to be one of these guys like Kostic, like Artur, that you're just going to have to bite the bullet, say goodbye. Lloyd Kelly is the prime candidate to make room for another defender to come in. And that's the thing that people have to understand, is that guys have to go right now. You got way too many names on the roster, and it's not just about, well, it's just a name, get rid of them, whatever. Well, they have money tied to them as well. So we have to say some goodbyes. But center back is probably going to have to be a priority. But when I'm looking at this team, there's a little bit of an issue when we talk about performance and like the in-game stuff, and I'll get to that in a bit. But we do need a center back, in my opinion. The thing that gives us a little bit of leeway is that you saw a game, a preseason game, a first training match game, broken up into 2 squads. So if you see the guys that should be together, it's going to clean up on its own there. But still, you need a little bit of protection. You need a safety net, because a lot of those names out there, like Rugani, I want him to stay around because you're just not going to get terms that you're going to like anyways, and he can offer help and be a safety net. Yep. But Jallo, I don't think it's going to happen if it hasn't happened already, and he's just not trending in the right direction. Cut the cord. I've always said Juve needs to know when to cut the cord. Cut the cord on Jallo. Lloyd Kelly, he's got interested clubs. Take advantage of it and try to minimize the damage, like before these guys all wake up and then he's got no interest. That's
Agreed.
the way you got to move. Like the young guys, I don't want to. I want to stop sacrificing guys that have room or potential, whatever. Like Savona, I don't want to talk about Savona being sold. I don't want to talk about guys that I see that could be useful and keeping around shit. Like if I hear Tudor wants to continue with Kostic this season, I'm gonna fucking jump out this window. It's dead. Well, it's over, right?
I agree.
Him and Kelly on that left side yesterday was like a circus act. It was just
Jesus.
Like Kostic, no. Between the two of them, Kostic looks ineffective against Serie B team Reggiana. Lloyd Kelly gets turned in the area by Serie B strikers, okay? Like, look like a dummy out there. No. We know who you need to clean up. It's going to be difficult, but you know what? Don't let them linger around just because. That's been one of my issues. Okay? Moving the guys that actually could be useful because you can't get rid of the other guys is just a recipe for disaster. Okay? Now, in this whole discussion, Miretti falls in. Because Miretti, to me, is a player that could be useful moving forward. And we might have other names that we'll get to from that match. But Miretti, this is another one for Comolli. You didn't give in on Weah. For me, you sure as hell better not give in on Miretti. I say keep him around this season. Trim?
Unless the number starts with the 3 in front of it, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Like, that's, for me, the bare minimum. Because, I mean, like, you could easily sell him to anyone. It doesn't have to be Napoli. I don't know why Napoli thinks they can just come in and be like, yeah, we'll just put 10 on the table. No problem. We'll wrap it up quick. It's like, no, it's not how it works. Like, but to your point, like, if we're going to have to go out and look for a Human for like 40, or, you know, like I said, the dream Tonali, it's like, you might as well just keep what you have in-house. The guy's young enough. He's, from what I saw yesterday, looked pretty good considering. You know, he's still
like
young.
He's had a few panini, too. Looked like he's got a little bit of size to him.
He definitely listened to Skanga, and he was eating some pasta meatballs and some paninis this off season. So, but yeah, you know what you got in house, you might as well keep him. That's just my thing.
Yeah, and Sev, keep Miretti.
I like if somebody came in and said 30 million for him, I'd have to think about it. But I think a lot of Miretti also depends on Coop, because they're going to be fighting for that midfield position. You know, Thuram and Locatelli are going to basically lock up the other 2 spots. I
Well,
would keep.
this is where I'll get into some playing stuff after, because this is where it starts to get a little awkward in
It's a little domino
setups and
effect.
everything. But Luch, Miretti,
Oh
are you
yeah.
keeping him?
Unless, yeah, like Trim said, if it's anything other than 30, I'm not even considering it. I don't care if it's Napoli or Milan or whoever. Shut the door. There's really nothing to be thinking about here. For 10 million, like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
and so I read somewhere in the comments here, someone was saying we need a creative midfielder that can carry the ball. That's your guy. That's your guy off the bench. That's your option right there. So why are you going to go out, sell him for 10 and try to buy someone for 50? You want to save
Now-
money? That's how you do it.
Now, how confident are you on a scale of 1 to 5 that Juve will sell Miretti, for less than 15 million? On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being they'll do it, and 1 being they won't do it for less than 15 million. How confident are you? We'll start with Luch, we'll come right back.
I mean, I have fears that they will do it. That's the problem. It's just pure revenue if you sell him for anything at this point. So
It is
I have
pure
a bad
capital.
feeling. Yeah, I have a bad feeling they would do it. But yes, we got McKennie. Get rid of him first.
So Cugino Eddie's at a 4. He's like 4. He's like at a 4 that he believes Juve will sell him for less than 15 million. So you're confident?
Yeah.
Sev,
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 4 too.
what 1 to 5? Where are you at that they'll actually sell him for less than 15?
I'm a cautious, optimistic 3. Like, I would have said another number, but after the Mbangula deal, you don't know, anything's possible with this, with this guy.
Yeah.
So I'm scared.
Trip?
Am I gonna trick myself into believing that they're actually gonna stand firm? And I'll go with a 2. I'll go with the 2. I don't know. I don't believe the rumors that Napoli's interested, but I don't believe the rumors that Juve actually want to sell him. That's my whole
I don't
thing.
know, man. I don't trust Tudor. I don't trust Tudor at all, man. Especially when it comes to recognizing
maybe
talent.
I'm tricking myself here, right? But I don't know.
So I'm I'm gonna be at a 3 just for faith. I'll put it at a 50-50, okay? But a part of me wants to just be 4 or 5, they're gonna do this. For me, to Napoli, it shouldn't even be a question. I wouldn't even pick up the phone. No, I got your answer already right here, fucking right there. Okay,
Right.
no, I don't need to talk to you about Miretti. The chat on the poll, 81% have faith Juventus will not sell him for less than 15 million euros.
Right.
Good on you, Army. Good on you. Okay.
Optimistic.
Good on you. Good on you. Now, in terms of that whole thing, getting to the midfield out of that game, that was one of the things I was watching too. And I think you're running into going back to building a team one way and having to adjust, having to adapt now. You're in an awkward spot that when certain guys are out there, you're tied to playing 2 midfielders. Because if you're trying to play your 3-man back set with Tudor and you're still trying to take advantage of 3 attackers, you're left doing something in that midfield, and it's going to be 2 pivots. You're always going to have your outside players, right? And he's in this kind of weird wheelhouse where do you get that extra midfielder out there? Because I believe this team needs to play with 3 midfielders. But then you're going to lose one of those attacking roles to fulfill it, to turn into a real 3-5-2 if you want to keep the 3-man back set. And then you're not starting with a guy like Chico, which is fine. He could come off the bench, but then who are you taking off? You're taking off one of your strikers, or you're taking off Keenan Yildiz. Yildiz is going to be a fucking full game player pretty much, other than 10-minute subs here and there, right? Yeah. So you've got this bit of awkwardness in how you want to play versus how your team is built in order to achieve, right? So if you want your attack to be deadly, we agree, you need your creative forces out there. Because if you're going to play 2 mids and they're going to pivot like that, you got to get the best out of those guys that are in those advanced attacking roles. Yesterday, Colt Miners, I thought if you're going to play him, that's the way he has to play, as one of those midfielders on the back, on the ball, and kind of just distributing. And Miretti was the one breaking the lines, finding the pockets, and I thought he was doing a good job. He did a good job of that before we sent him on loan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, he's gotten a bit bigger. He's tougher on the ball. He's drawing fouls. And he looks like he's got... It's tough because small sample size. I want to see him through the rest of preseason. But looks like he's got his wits about him in the final third a little bit better. He almost sent a couple guys through. And he was actually playing well with Chico and David. But you got to make up your mind there. In the middle of the park, like what you want to do. Cope minors should not be used in an advanced role anymore, in my personal opinion. But you're going to have games where you can't play two midfielders. Right. And this is going to be one of those things where we watch with Tudor going through the season. He's going to have to make his mind up, you know?
That's my concern too, though. I just don't know how well Tudor will be able to adjust and make the right calls on which game needs what. And that's why I think it's going to be a goddamn roller coaster, to say the least.
It was scary because at the Club World Cup against the two sides you needed to get three midfielders in, he didn't do it for either one of them. And we got absolutely torched and had no shot in the middle of the pitch. And it's going to be one of those things, like if he's hell-bent on this and this only, I'm going to be a little bit nervous because I don't think you can do it with like the roster. I think you have to change depending on the guys that end up going out there, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting. But I don't know. I still have some reservations about Old Eager. But I still stand firm he was the best option at that time. Like, just stay with him rather than go after Pioli or fucking guys like that. I don't know, boys.
Well, Al, you said it a couple of times. I think it's going to depend a lot on Tudor's, if he's willing to adapt based on the opponent on a week-to-week basis. Like, he's got to recognize that during the week when he's scouting and say, okay, we're playing this team, we got to go with three midfielders. Oh, now we're playing Lichet, we can get away with just playing two. Or
I agree.
And he can't just play that set thing based on, this is my plan, this is my game plan, analytics are telling me this. That's the shit I don't want to get in the middle of. Like, adapt week by week, and that's it.
I agree.
One of the other things I took out of yesterday is I was harping on the guys, especially second half, because I'm like, you guys just came in for one half of football, and they looked fucking ragged. Like, they could barely breathe and move. And then Tudor spoke to it, and he's just like, he's like, we've been training really hard, fatigue set in and whatnot. And I'm thinking, like, this guy, he's been like that his entire time, right? Like, he is the fitness, like, you gotta be fit, you gotta be able to run full goes, like, nonstop and all this, and energy and all that. But, like, he's not so much tactical, and he's kind of shown that at Club World Cup against the two teams where we needed the most, City and then Madrid. I'm starting to have some reservations there, but I hope he can work it out and adapt. That's one thing besides before we even get to the players, right? Because everybody's talking roster. And I pointed out the one thing that stood out the most yesterday. I go, guys, it's first preseason match, training session, like essentially glorified training session. But what happened? You had Juve in a position of advantage, and we dropped it again. And we did it to a Serie B side, and I don't give a shit that it's at Continassa on a training pitch or whatnot, but it's the same old story. So you could focus on the roster as intense as we want because we always want the roster to improve. But at the same token, what we need the most is that coaching position to sort it out, because this roster without Gleison Bremer last season gave up 26 points from a fucking winning position. So we need the coach. Just like getting Bremer back as part of the mix back there is going to be a big boost to this team, but you have to sort it out. So tactics, how he plays, how he utilizes the guys is going to be key. I got to say it. Like, it's going to be crucial, because we can act like last year's roster and whatever. It's the same roster. You pull in half of those points and get over the line, And a lot of that is Mota. Let's be serious here. Tudor just came in at the end. But it stands true. Like, the coach has to get the most out of these guys. We're not going out and revamping this roster immediately right now this summer. And look, we're August 3rd, and we still got some moves to take care of. So Tudor is probably of the maximum importance on this roster right now. Agree? Disagree, boys?
Agree.
I agree.
100%.
Yep.
He's going to have a lot on his back. Like, he wanted the job. Last year was like that little probation type of spot, and now he's going to have a nice full season. But you gotta really, those are all the draws too, Al, we didn't mention. All the draws, that stretch of draws that we had. The amount of points we lost at that's 100%. Borderline Scudetto winning season. You know?
Yeah. I mean, half of those points take you to the title.
Yeah.
Half of those points take you to the title last year. Napoli won it with what, 83? Like 83 points, won a Scudetto last year?
And by 1 point.
Yeah. 83 points got a Scudetto last season. That's how much of a shit show the league was. And honestly, I mean, they're going to be front runners this year, but it still could be up for grabs. Like, Tudor's got to tighten it up, because that's going to be the more critical thing than the roster, because the roster was able to put us there without Bremer in those circumstances. And I expect it now, especially with Jonathan David. We got to talk Jonathan David. Chat, how did you feel about Jonathan David's performance in that match against Reggiana? I saw mixed reviews, and we're going to kick it off with his agent, since he's here on the panel with us. Trimboli, how did you find Jonathan David's performance yesterday?
It was like watching the Canadian national team play. No, I'm just kidding. No, he pretty much as advertised. Like, he's got that awkward running style, but I know I read one comment on Twitter yesterday, and I kind of laughed. The guy's like, "Oh, we paid $20 million for this guy. He's slow." I'm like, "Yeah, he's not meant to be the fastest player out there. He's not like one of those bomber type of strikers." But then at the same time, you watch him. He's a little bit slow per se in build up, but then you see him find these little seam passes to Chico, like on Chico's goal. Yildiz and Chico are going to love playing with this guy, man. I can't stress that enough, or anybody, whoever's out wide, because he's going to be finding players and facilitating, and that's big, I think, for a team like us who's predominantly tried to find a striker that mainly just is end product. What's been our biggest complaint as of late in the past few seasons is we don't have someone to get the striker the ball. So now we have a striker that essentially plays like a 10 as well as can finish, right? So I think that's pretty big. And at times I'd like to see, if possible, if Tudor is willing to do it, 2 guys up top. So whether that's a 3-5-2 or a 4-4-2, whatever, like with him and Colo together, I think they could really cause some damage.
I was thinking that exact same thing.
But as for David specifically, like, he looks exactly like he has since I've been watching the guy play and following his career path through Genk and then up to Lille and now with Juve. So it was fun to watch. Nice to see him in that kit and to play for us. And I'm, like I said, it's building blocks towards the season, because he's going to have a pretty big season. So I'm looking forward to watching him play.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. As far as season goes. Sev, what did you think of Jonathan David?
Pretty much what I thought. I like that I didn't know he was that physical. He's a physical guy, which means he's still able to do things with guys ripping at his shirts and doing stuff. There was this one play where he was in front of the net with 2 guys on him, and we couldn't figure out something on the left side. He literally ran to the left wing to like draw some guys away from the wingers and from Kostic. And then like 2 seconds later was right back in front of the net, and like was just creating while having 2 guys on him. So I like that. But I think he's going to be okay. I think he's the best of both worlds. He's a physical striker, but he's going to come back on the ball. He's going to do all the things. He'll go out to a wing. Colo won't do that. Colo will come back on the ball, but he's not as physical. So I think the best of both worlds, if we can get both of them in there, I think that'll be fun to watch with Yildiz, like kind of like just and Thuram just like drawing guys away from him. I think it'll be fun.
And Lucci, Jonathan David.
Yeah, he's built like a bull, man. He's short and
he is.
thick,
Yeah.
so that helps him. Definitely different than Colo and how Dusan plays, no doubt. So to Trim's point, I would like to see him play in that like a 3-4-2-1 behind Colo, whoever the striker ends up being with Yildiz, because then he can also move and switch up, and then Colo can go out wide and so on. It'll be a lot of movement, which is harder to track, right? So good for showing, and hopefully he continues it. We're gonna need him. That goes without saying. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I look at his performance yesterday, and it's exactly what, if you've been watching him or whatever, you've come to expect, right? The guy's pretty good on both feet. He is a right-footed player, but you wouldn't know by watching him play. Like, he's just as comfortable. He dished the ball off to Chico after dribbling right to left and then laying it off with his left, and it was perfect little pass across just for him to be able to shoot it on the one time. The biggest thing is shit like that. We haven't had that from a striker in how long? A guy that can actually set somebody else up. He almost slipped Cope Miners through on a beautiful little slip pass for a breakaway, clean through the defense. He almost did it with another player. But the biggest thing is this guy was everywhere. He dropped back into the midfield. He went out to the flanks. Like, you just haven't seen that for a long time. Kolomuani, he even does it, but he's also backing off away from like physicality sometimes, where David won't do that, right? And the only unfortunate part about this performance yesterday, he finishes up with an assist, looked really good in the build-up and the link-up play. Movement was good. The only thing was he had one he definitely should have buried. He definitely should have buried that one. Outside of that, I thought it was a solid performance, and I think he's going to help us out a lot. I want to see David, Chico, and Yildiz on at the same time, and I think that the three of them, with the fluidity and everything, could really cook and do some damage. Speaking to misses, though, even Keenan had one awful miss yesterday. My word, that was embarrassing. He was embarrassed. And then, as far as the game goes, 2-2 draw to Reggiana. We've heard it, embarrassing, all this, etc. Yeah, we left a lot of chances on the table, but they looked dog-ass tired. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Tudor is gassing him out. He's probably doing 2 a days. He was doing that even last season when he first came in with the season on the line, Champions League on the line. I don't know if we got a fucking fitness guru or a fucking coach sometimes, because Tudor's all about this fitness thing. And meanwhile, some guys didn't show up to camp looking good. McKennie, one of them, taking heat. The old Big Mac. He is, again, for how many years in a row, apparently being shopped. So Weah's gone now. Do you keep McKennie as a versatile piece, or do you say goodbye? Chat, we're going to put the poll up, and I want to hear from all you. And who wants to kick us off on Big Mac? Keep Big Mac around?
It's a tough call, because I'm always the cautious, like, what if somebody gets hurt? I'm always going to think that, like, oh, what if we lose Cambiaso for a month? Or what if we lose, this guy for a month? Or if we lose Aloka, like, he could play all of those positions. Now,
He
how
can't play them
effective
well,
he is,
though. So
right, that was going to say that. Yeah, we don't know how effective he is. So that's my only thing. But I guess we just got to move on. I mean, like you've said it, cut the cord, man.
You're ready to cut the cord, eh? Lucci, I don't even know if I have to ask. This has been a 3-year case he's been trying
but
to
his
push.
contract's up next summer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I mean,
this is the final year.
Yeah, if you can get Weah type of money, even 15, I'd say, okay, ciao, see you later. We can find other depth options for either in the youth or someone that's come back on loan. Savona can play we can figure it out for what he does. We can get another position. It's not like we need him, and clearly he doesn't have the talent to make this team any better. And we'll see it again, like he always does every year. He'll start the first month or two really well. He'll score some goals, make some plays, and then towards the end of the season, half end of the season, he'll fall off and it'll be just a disaster. So, no point.
Trim.
Yeah.
Because Tuna saying, feel like we will end up regretting getting rid of both Weah and West for versatility. So he's saying like one he feels essentially should have to, but the majority are saying sell, drop Big Mac, keep Miretti. Trim, where are you at?
Yeah, I think like I've always been in the camp the last couple of seasons that like we could have gotten rid of this guy the last two mercatos and we didn't, at least, or the last 2 seasons I should say. So this season upcoming, same thing. I wouldn't feel any different. Like now's the time, especially with his contract expiring next summer. Doesn't seem like he's having an easy time negotiating with his agent and with the club. It sounds like behind the scenes they're kind of, at a standstill. So, I mean, if there's ever a time, it's now. But what's funny and interesting is, so we just sold Weah. And if you had asked me who I'd rather keep between the two of them, like if we had to keep one, either Weah or McKennie, believe it or not, I'd actually keep Weah. And the only reason being is because I wanted to see him playing as a forward, a winger, or even as a second striker with David, because they did have chemistry. And I know that was a few years ago at Lille, but like they've known each other. They're like best friends. It would have been nice to just see them tried out, even if it was until January, just to see like what kind of difference that would have made up front for us as another attacking option. But I get it. It's over now. They've sold him. That's fine. So at this point too, for McKennie specifically, yeah, I think if you can get, like Lucci said, 15, 20 million, whatever it is, in and around that ballpark, move him on to, I believe it was one of the commenters mentioned about like, if that means keeping Miretti, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, right? So it's like, yeah, you might as well move him on.
Like the frustrating thing with Mac too is that it's like I appreciate the versatility. Usually these versatility guys, it's like, okay, you're jack of all trades, master of none, right? So if you round out your roster and you get the guys in the positions that you need, where the fuck do you play Wes?
Right.
Because since he's been on this carousel of positions, I've said it, we saw him go back finally after a long shot into the midfield last season for a few games, and it looked terrible. It looked terrible in the Club World Cup. That was his first position. That was his natural position coming to us. Yep. And now it's like his worst. So yes. I don't want to use him as a wing back, even though, funny enough, that was his best season with Max as a wing back. Put in like 16 assists or something stupid. But I don't want to use him like that. So yeah, the play is to probably cut the cord and say goodbye, because if you filled your other positions, you should be good, and if you have coverage at those other positions. So do we have enough coverage? Like, where else would you use Wes? He'd probably cover as one of those wing backs, right?
100%.
So you have Cambiasso, you have Joao Mario, who we'll get to in a bit after his showing yesterday. And then who else? I think Kalulu should be used there. I think yesterday was a prime example. I don't like him as a center back, period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't like him as a center back at all. I don't give a shit if it's back 4, back 3, back 17. I don't give a shit. I don't like him as a center back. I just don't.
It's the same way I don't like Savona as a fullback.
I would agree, but that's probably where they would play him, I would think.
Yeah.
So, you got Cabal there too. Kostic is still around, unfortunately. Those are
Cabal could probably play as a wingback also, but like it's weird because when you start thinking of these guys, they're not as rounded. Like usually if you pick a wingback, he's got a little bit more push to the offensive side, right? Mm-hmm. Kalulu and Cabal don't really give you that.
Yes.
So agreed. It's kind of tough, right? Yeah, I don't know. Are we covered enough to say goodbye to Wes? I really don't think it matters. I think if this contract renewal is having difficulties, you've been shopping him 3 years on the trot, say goodbye. Wes is going to be a pain in the asshole because he's not accepting the clubs that are coming forward for him, right? In terms of the poll, Keep Weston McKennie. 58% say no. 42 say yes.
Closer than I thought.
That's a lot closer than I thought.
But even still, it makes sense to move McKennie and get a left wing back. You have enough coverage on the right where you can play Kalulu and Joao Mario and Savona, whatever. On the left, you got Cambiasso and really no one else. So that's where I would look, personally.
Like, if you can make a push, and this is going back to another one of my issues I had with the whole Joao Mario Costa swap. It wasn't Joao Mario. It was the fact that you're also getting rid of Costa for nothing on capital, and he's a guy that could stick around in the ranks and play that position. So then you would have had Joao Mario, you would have had Costa, you would have had Kalulu, you would have had Savona in a pinch, you would have had Cambiasso that could play both sides. That's one of my things, is like depth has to be looked at as well, right? But Wes, I think it's time. Time for Wes. Say goodbye. Joao Mario, what'd you think of his minutes in the game yesterday? I appreciate the eagerness to attack and take his man on, and he's quick. He's very, very quick. I think for the small sample size, I mean, holy shit. You're watching Costa one half, and then you're watching Joao Mario the second. It's clear to me who I want on my squad playing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm okay with him. I can always make sense of Joao Mario. It was the Costa part that bothered me.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. And I liked it. I liked what he brought.
I just didn't see much of a difference between him and Alberto Costa. Like, they're both attack-minded type of wingbacks or fullbacks, whatever you want to call them. I was like, well, again, financially it didn't make sense. So what was the point?
Obviously, Joao Mario, I can make sense of bringing in. Like, he's got some chops. Like, I think Costa can work up to that. But as far as technically, I think Joao Mario's a lot cleaner and a lot more polished right now. And I think that's also evident even in just a fucking 45 minutes. It's like, okay, I get it. My big thing was the bailout on Alberto Costa. So the two things I separate, right? I'm fine with Joao Mario. I'm a yes for Joao Mario, but I was a no for Costa with no profit, right? Less than $1 million in profit.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah. The thing is, with this guy, he's going to always get tied to Costa because we gave up on such a young talent. But
it's the Cancelo Danilo situation.
Yeah, it's going to forever live on X, and people are just going to be going off all season long. But like, going into that swap deal, like, we always knew that he's like the modern day fullback, so he's going to be fantastic or really solid offensively. It's going to be, what is he going to do defensively? Like, if he loses the ball or he's trying to track back and defend, that's going to be the biggest thing. And it's, you know, when I saw that deal go down, I kind of was like, okay, like, I could, like you said, Al, I can make sense of it from the standpoint of that he's more polished, and going forward, he attacks more, he's quicker, he likes to do those 1-2 touch plays and quick passing, he's good at crossing. Not like Costa, who we say is always like hugging the byline, you know what I mean? Like, he's at least willing to kind of drift centrally and then drift out wide. So it'll be good from that standpoint, but it's just going to be defensively. Can he just do a job defensively enough to, you know, make up for, you know, what he does offensively, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I'm okay with it.
We got a couple pieces coming in here on the news. So it says that Juventus have held firm with Napoli that they would only consider the sale of Miretti for a permanent sale at 15 million euros.
Wow.
So, and this is, this is coming from Sky Sport. Take it with a grain of salt, but that's what they claimed. Yeah. And the resale on Timothy Weah is 10%. 10% resale is what Comolli held firm for, and that's according to Fabrizio Romano. So 15 million for Miretti. I don't like that, especially to Napoli. Any team in the top four in Italy, that price needs to go way up. Actually, any team in Italy in general, but top four side, no thank you. No, thank you. 15 million euros. And again, this is my thing that I go back to at the start of the show. I don't like it when it's guys that I believe can play a part in your squad. That's why I hated Mbangula for peanuts, because it's like you could still use that guy. That guy could fit in this. He could play as one of those players in the advanced roles. And furthermore, are you only going to play one fucking setup and never have a plan B? Because then I have a problem with that as well. So there you go. But that's the latest right there. So 10% on Weah, and apparently Juve will sell Miretti 15 million euros on a permanent deal. Let's see, everybody.
We spoke about this once, about like this whole leverage thing. This is what pisses me off about Juve constantly, is Napoli needs him more than we need to sell him. We don't need to sell him. We're not counting on that 15 million.
Yeah.
So number one, why would we be helping them? Number one, he's going to not start there. He's a McTominay backup.
Yeah.
So
or De Bruyne,
hopefully he blocks the trade, blocks the sale, because then he'll be like, I have more opportunity to play with Juve than I will with Napoli. No,
you would think
he's already given the green light that he'll go to Napoli.
He wants.
He's already given the green light. His agent already came out publicly and they said that they're it's a great feeling to have Conte want you to go and play for him, right? So they've green lighted it. It's literally up to us. So this is kind of why I say you talk the talk, you walk the walk. You walk the walk with Weah. I don't think you're walking the walk with Miretti. And I don't know how you can look at this squad, look at the build of it, and look at this kid right now and think he doesn't offer something to it. And you already own him. Right. I know, I get it. Pure profit, the capital. But again, there's guys you are stuck with that's where you give in. If you got something for Kostic, Jesus Christ, like a bag of fresh Gala apples. I don't give a fuck what it is. Take them. Okay, Royal Gala apples, take them. But Miretti, there's no point in giving in.
Yeah.
And that's where I have a major issue.
I got so many. Like, when has Napoli ever said, "Yeah, you'll give us this and you can have him"? Or, what if you're going to take 15 million, take 15 million for Wes and not Miretti, who has the higher ceiling. It's clear as day.
Napoli has made a deal for Osimhen that includes a clause to not sell him to an Italian club for 2 years, okay? Like, what the fuck are we thinking? Like, no. Napoli can go fucking raid whoever the hell they want, but you just don't even pick up the phone.
Right.
Like, it's hilarious how they do things, and we just act oblivious to it. If we go through with this move, I'm going to be furious. Okay?
Well, there's
furious.
Another thing. So you're telling me Antonio Conte, one of the players.
You lost Lucci. Oh, there you are.
Wait, what?
Okay, start again. Antonio Conte.
I was saying, Conte wants one of your young talents, but Tudor doesn't. What does that tell you about the coach?
I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand the fact that we don't think he can do something or help this squad at all. I don't. You can't go out and buy everybody.
No, exactly. Doesn't make sense either.
Ullman's a completely different profile, and they're asking 50 to 60. And they have a Premier club apparently already at 40 million pounds. 40 million fucking pounds. So I don't think Ullman's happening. And there's just so much more to this, but I can't. Anyways.
That's going to make me so fucking pissed for 15 million.
I really hope we don't do that, because like I said, this guy is going to be constantly judged on final business. I provide the news on the daily, and we have those videos. And then, even yesterday, it was like Miretti could go for 15 million. And I said, okay, let's watch. And the Weah deal was like one step away at 13. I said, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to wait to judge on final business. Not the biggest fan of the Mbangula move. I didn't like getting rid of Costa for nothing. I do like Joao Mario pickup. I love the Jonathan David pickup. We're at like a 50-50, let's say. Weah moves good, but this would be brutal. Yeah. So, like, he's kind of in the fucking middle for me, Comolli. It's like you're saying one thing, but you're acting another in certain circumstances, right?
It's a teeter-totter right now. Like you said, if they sell Miretti, it goes down. Right now, he's kind of hovering just above the middle right now with the Weah deal. But if they sell Miretti, it's
like selling Miretti, because like you could sell Miretti,
right?
But not for 15 million, and not to them.
Not to that club. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. Yeah.
It's not that. Holy shit, we have to keep him out. He's untouchable. No, I honestly feel that 95% of our roster is guys that you could say goodbye to if the deal was right.
Right.
Right, but Al, you just said it, especially after that Osimhen little clause. That clause is meant for Juve, bro. Like, let's not bullshit a bullshitter. ADL knew exactly what he was doing. That's a smack in the face to us.
Yeah.
Like, Milan's not going to get Osimhen. Yeah. Inter's not going to get Osimhen. That was right at us. And now you're going to literally hand them Miretti for a bucket of balls, essentially? Like, come on.
You know, it's crazy
that's
to me.
A joke.
Adzic comes up in the chat. And actually, how'd you feel about his performance? Because, yeah, he came in second half. I thought it was a little okay, but, like, do you still loan him out? Do you maybe look at keeping him around to help in one of those offense? I mean, he didn't get the minutes last year, and we were all calling for it. You're looking for somebody playing that damn position. He's an interesting player.
He's what, 18, 19?
Yeah, I think he's 19.
I would do the same thing we did with Miretti for him. Send him out for a year and see what he comes back like. He's not going to get many minutes. We already know that.
But should he be? Like, he should have got minutes last year.
He should have, but do you think Tudor is going to give him minutes this year? He didn't give him minutes last year.
Well, why the fuck not? I don't want to force feed Cope Miners in that position again when you have guys that naturally play it. I don't give a shit if they're 19. I don't give a shit if they're 12 years old. Like,
I agree with you, but
it's like if he goes out there and he does more in that position or shows some more ability in that position, he should get the minutes. So if we're not going to give him, loan, but I'm definitely not ready to like sell him or move him or anything. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, are we at a point where we can't give this guy a go as a rotational piece this season?
Well, I think we can all agree we finally got to see him for what, 40 minutes yesterday, 45 just for that second half, and you could see that there's something there. You could see that there's potential. His link-up play is very good. It's just that we said this during the Club World Cup, Al. Like, we were up there was those 2 games we were up like 4 goals. You couldn't put him in for 30 minutes in either one of those games. Like, so we can at least assess him. Can we rate the guy?
Yeah.
We can't rate him.
It's a big fucking fumble.
We don't know what the hell to do with him.
Yeah. And I think that comes back to Tudor, just not.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what to do in certain situations, and that's why he never sticks at clubs for a long time. He's not the guy.
I'm looking at this Adzic thing, and like, I mean, so if you've got Chico, you've got Yildiz. Who else plays those roles? You can obviously, if we pick up Kolomuani, him and David could play one of those other roles.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing with him, is that for people that are unfamiliar, he has played as an advanced midfielder as well, like as a 10.
I think he's better in that position too, to be honest.
So let's just say, and I mean Kolo, some are saying Kolo could even play as one, and you could just rotate. Okay, so let's say you got Kolo, you got Chico, you got David, you got Yildiz, and they're rotating those. So you got 4 guys there. So who do you rotate after that? If you sell Miretti, you've gotten rid of Imbangula. Weah is gone.
Nico Gonzalez if he stays.
Which he probably will, because no one's going to pay.
And that is why I'm telling you, you might have to look at Adzic sticking around, okay? And Miretti as well.
Yeah.
Because that right there.
It's either one of them. It's Miretti or Adzic have to stay. I would
You
think.
can't. I don't think you can get rid of both. So if you're looking to
Right.
sell Miretti and you're going to send Adzic on loan, who are all these guys that we're picking up?
This is the
What's
whole
going
thing.
on with
yeah.
Sancho? Is that still happening?
Oh God.
But even him, he's more of a wide, right? Like, but yeah, I don't want that guy. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. Big shout out to Azzurri here. Much love and respect, Alberto May, and all diehard Juve fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire rugby club in Italy. Look at that. Cheers. Ciao, ciao. Look at that. Beautiful.
That's
Italian
it.
rugby side in the AJC Army? Come on. Come on. Stick it to my veins, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Now, storm the barn, okay? We got decisions to make. Let's see what they make. And Kenny D. We got Kenny G, the sax man, and we got Kenny D, the get Kostic the fuck out man. Okay, look at that. I love it. Yeah, Kostic has to go. I will not entertain Kostic sticking around for another season. There's nothing to be gained there. We've played that game before, and we've seen it. All right? So get the hell out. Swari, I'm surprised there's nothing Chiesa involved here on the first one, Swari, but I'm sure it's going to come. Will we actually go for a left CB? Our depth on the left is Kelly and Kostic if Cambiaso is injured. So wing back roles versus center back roles. Well, we started early by saying we need to get a center back. Like, I think you need to get a center back. Will they? Right now, I'm at, like, on a 1 to 5 scale, I'm at a 5 that they're going to leave the defense as is.
I think it's higher that they're going to leave the defense as is.
Well, 5's the max, 1 to 5. I'm at a 5.
Oh, you're doing 1 to 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
I
leaving
agree.
it. They're leaving it as is.
I
I don't
agree.
think they're bringing anybody in. That's it.
Well, for CB specifically, left center back, there's two guys, Vega because we had him, or Leone. But the thing with Leone is, again, he wants to stay at Parma unless they can somehow convince him to come. Would you play him if you could get Leone? Was
he even a left-footed CB?
At Juve? Yes, I believe so. I believe he's left foot.
You guys know me when it comes to left foot, right foot, and this, and like it's great, but it's not the be all end all. So
I don't know. Like seeing
if
Gatti
Leone
or
would come in
Kalulu
now,
play there,
I would absolutely take him now.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Are you telling me that Leone is not an upgrade to Lloyd Kelly or Thiago Jallo? Or like, yeah, of course he is.
Yeah,
right.
So those are the two. Yeah, those are the two options for left CB. But like, if we're going for like strictly left back, what I still don't understand is we were talking about this earlier in the mercato. Al, Miguel Gutierrez, he's still out there. He's still available. Like, I really liked his profile as a left back. I don't know why
that would be at the wingback role. Yeah, Gutierrez would be a solid pickup.
Yeah.
You know, but it seemed like that was tied to saying goodbye to Cambiaso, who I've said for a while now, like, we should keep him around, but like, that guy really has to find his game again. He really does.
This is make or break this year, I think.
He's got to find his game. He's got to find his game. And lo and behold, Gutierrez linked to Napoli. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always nice when you can buy because you've got the funds that all came in and you don't have to get rid of deadweight. God damn it. We got to get rid of these fucking ass hats that have been sticking around forever. So we got Tuna in here with the 3 deals that Comolli has sanctioned thus far. Do we believe that he has a clear idea what he wants to learn to be? Joao Mario and Chico chemistry. David, our main guy, foot down with Weah. So, do we believe that he has a clear idea what he wants the team to be?
I don't think so.
You don't believe that there's a clear idea right now?
And until they actually get a coach that they want there permanently, I don't think it's going to happen. Because I think they know in deep down that Tudor's not going to be the guy long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we just said it. The mercato has been basically like a stock ticker. There's, it's up and down. So I think that each move that's easier for him to make is the direction he's going to wind up going in.
But what's our direction?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's still looking for it. Based
That's
on
a fucking problem.
yeah.
So do we Trim, do you think there's an idea there? Are you seeing an idea?
It's hard to say, really, like based on what I'm seeing so far. No, because to Lucci's point, like we've always said when Tudor came in as a caretaker last year, it was like he was going to be in limbo either way. We obviously clearly tried to go for Conte this summer. It didn't work out. We know how that went. So now he's the guy. We've confirmed him, right? So, I mean, would it be a surprise if we said, would he even make it to January? Like, depending how the season starts this year, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is where we're kind of we've been in limbo. It feels like for multiple seasons, at least the last couple.
And that's where I'm going to say the idea is there. There is an idea from Comolli. Essentially, what it is not get crazy and try to clean up while still trying to keep this team at the level that they should be at to compete, like on a front that keeps the revenue where it needs to be, at least for this season. If I'm looking at everything and I'm looking at this squad right now and I'm looking at how he's operating, I'm looking at what he's doing, you have so many names on this friggin' roster. And you have, unfortunately, a lot of them that, like the guys before him, you can't move. You can't do anything with, right?
No.
This isn't something that just came up. Giuntoli had to deal with it. Arriva Ben and Cherubini on his own had to deal with it. Manna had to deal with it. They've all had to deal with it. There are mistakes from the past that are still here, that are still lingering around, right? So, the idea is there. It's to work and try to clean up as best as possible and try to get guys that want to be at Juve. Get them on terms that work for you, that don't hurt you in the future. And it's just to work smart right now. There is cleanup that is going to take place naturally. Rugani's on final contract year. McKennie, if you don't find a move, he's on final contract year. Or you renew him on terms that work for you. You've got Kostic is coming down to the bitter end. Artur's coming down to the bitter end. Milik's coming down to the bitter end. The idea, we may not like it because we're fans and that's normal and we want to attack trophies. The plan is to continue with the cleanup without going crazy.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Well, and it's finding the balance from everything you just said.
Yeah.
You know, and that this is what we can't do for some reason for the last 2 or 3 years. The balance is the hardest part. And it feels like it's everybody. It's Giuntoli, it's Comolli, it's everybody just trying to find that balance. And until we do, where there's a clear-cut direction, we're up like this.
Yeah. Now, I think we got a hot one here that we'll get to in a bit. There's a hot take in there. Can't wait to hit that one up in the Storm the Barn. We'll try and machine gun a few of these other ones. Adam Khan, what did Joao say when he came to Turin? It's a me, Mario. Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Are you kidding me? That's actually probably one of the best he's done, but it's still going to be a yellow, sir. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Still going to be a yellow. But that is one of the better ones there, okay?
That was pretty funny.
Fuck, I forgot he's been doing those because he's missed, I think, the past couple lives, and out of nowhere he hits us with that one. There you go. I thought I was starting off reading it like it was we were going to get something real, but no. Adam, always a pleasure, buddy. Always a pleasure, okay? Oh, my God. All right. Is it really necessary to try and bring in more than one center back when our budget is relatively low? I'm sure Bremer and Cabal will be starters when fit. Rugani, Gatti, and Kalulu is decent depth. 2 is a lot, but one, I think one you should make the push. You should make the push, right?
Yeah.
And we've said that a bit. Is the back line as dire? I'd probably twist the question. Is it as dire, though? Let's say we leave it as is. Is it as dire as it's made out to be?
I think Kelly bothers all of us, and that's why we want another center back.
The left side is just really weak. Yeah.
I think Cabal, even with the minimal amount we've seen, I think he's a huge step up on Lloyd Kelly.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So, I mean, Bremer being back will help us a lot. Yesterday, funny enough, all the defenders had this. I don't know how they couldn't figure out, and Reggiana kept getting in behind us and springing themselves on break. Like, I was like, what are you guys doing? This is why I say, we just watched a season, everybody, where Rachmani and Juan Jesus formed a fucking formidable defense. Tudor is going to be crucial for Juve, but getting Bremer back is massive. I get it because you have a guy coming back from an ACL, and even Cabal is coming back from an ACL. So that's sketchy. Yeah. That's a big reason why I want to see one solid defender added, because shit can happen, right? Shit can happen. So is it as dire with the guys we have now? No. But you probably need one more solid guy, because Gatti, Rugani, Kalulu, like, I think it's all good and it's not dire. But if Bremer or something happens, it's dire again, because you don't have that one rock that you can lean on, right? So it's not as dire, but one should be done. 2 is a lot. 2 would be crazy. Like, I don't see how we'd bring 2. Don't think we would have moved for Joao Mario if we never finalized the Chico deal. Thoughts? So some people have thought that was like a back part of it, right? So like you take care of the Chico deal, and they wanted Costa because they wanted to offload Joao Mario as well.
Okay, maybe.
I just excuse me, I've never bought it. We didn't get any break on Chico. There's no break.
Yeah, they just finalized the deal. That's it. Like, it was the same terms that they wanted from the start. Like, Porto got the money they wanted. So it's hard to say.
Like, what did we gain? We gained a month worth of discussions to pay the full release clause. Actually, a little bit more because we wanted to pay in 4 years, because we had to. And I don't get it. So this is the offset, and we want Costa, and you got to buy Joao Mario as well, that we have to pay 11.8 million in 4 installments for. I don't really think so, man. I think Joao Mario was a standalone thing. Like, I think Juve wanted somebody fresh now, whatever, and you're only gonna bring in as you get rid of, and they wanted Costa. Portuguese sides wanted him. So it's one of the things they had, right? I think we were also set. If it was part of the Chico deal, I may be wrong on this, but I think we had a higher offer from Sporting for Alberto Costa. So we could have taken that.
Yeah, I think.
And we still didn't get a break on Chico. And we could have sold Costa if we wanted to get rid of him to him and still come in and buy Joao Mario for 12. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Unless to get the terms.
I don't think it was to sweeten the pot either, because the pot wasn't sweetened.
I don't know. Porto kind of, that's what I mean. It's not making sense. Nico Gonzalez to Merda, 30-40 million range if they don't land Lookman. We sign off on it and strengthen our arch nemesis. I would send him in a heartbeat.
I don't think that's strengthening them, really. He's not very good.
We're not really strengthening them.
But it looks like Lookman's forcing his way to Inter anyways, so that's probably not going to happen.
Man, little Nico Gonzalez, I'd put him on the brim of a big fucking sombrero and march right into fucking Inter's headquarters and be like, here you go. Okay? Mighty Mouse at your service. Take little Nico Gonzalez. 30 to 40 million? Yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that'd be a no-brainer.
I don't think they'd even get close to that kind of number anyways. So.
But I'm kind of like, I kind of feel for Nico because I don't know. I got this weird feeling with him. Like he can be useful as a guy coming off the bench, like on the right, like playing off the outside seems to be a little bit better for him at times, but not always. And then in that little freedom role that we were talking about behind the striker, sometimes he'd be a little better, but
it's just his decision making is
it's too hit and miss.
My mind, man.
And yesterday when he slipped and fell in the area against a Serie B defender, I'm like, dude, really?
It's like he thinks in slow motion sometimes. I don't like it. Just doesn't. Something's not clicking.
I don't know. First choice transfer right now. Is Colo the most important one to get into the team at this moment, or do you think Leone is a more... So, the Leone move still doesn't tie him into us. It seems like he's going to stay at Parma, right? So, Kolo Muani, we talked about that earlier. Is he the most important? I mean, he's going to be important because the attack needs to get rounded out, right? We need another striker. The Dusan Vlahovic, this question leads me to my question to all of you with Dusan Vlahovic. If we don't find a solution, are you good continuing? Should we continue with Vlahovic and have him here this season? Is it a hot take that I say that should not be an option, period?
Well, what else can you do? Just leave him in the stands?
Freeze him out.
Yeah.
Freeze him out.
I mean, if they're willing to take the hit financially, that's probably what I would do, yeah.
I believe that he will not take the chance on a World Cup year to not play somewhere. Anywhere.
Yeah.
Fair
I can't see him doing that. And if he did, I mean, he's
selfish,
even less ambitious than I thought in the first place. Like as of late, because it's crazy to me, but I think there's going to be a deal found for Vlahovic. I don't care if he goes to Milan, go wherever the hell, just get the terms that you need, Comolli, and let's walk away. You're going to take a loss one way or another. You're going to take a loss either on his salary or the sale price. Like, and potentially both. But him staying, for me, is not an option. It's not good for him, and it's not good for the club. They've needed a break for a while. Sav, think so?
He put himself in this boat. We didn't. How many times do you report it, Al, on a weekly basis? Oh, they're getting together again. They're getting together again. The agents are going to Turin.
He's turned down a lot of money in Saudi.
Exactly.
He turned down a lot. He could have been back in Europe in a year. He still could have made Serbia's World Cup squad playing in Saudi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They take Mitrovic, right? They take Mitrovic. He's starting at Al Hilal, or what?
Mitrovic is the guy that sat Dusan a lot of the time, or had him playing out of position, but magically was his position when he was interviewed. So, I don't know. I don't know. You guys get the likes up. Here comes a hot one. Tudor gets axed before January.
Man. I've seen this a lot lately. I'm trying to think it might become reality.
Before January.
Well, obviously, if that happens, then we know what kind of state the club's in at that point. And
I mean, God, I hope not, but...
I was going to say, I think I can speak for all of us. I don't think we want to see what the club is like in January if this guy's axed. We're probably hanging on for dear life in like 6th place or something, like, you know.
Tudor getting axed before January. Even Motta made it past January, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I can see it happening.
You could see it happening.
Really, you can? I can't see that happening.
I can see it.
I think we all need to calm down and think that I think we're going to be okay. I really don't. It's not that
you sound
dire.
like Skanga did last year on Motta when I was like, buddy, it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
I see. Hold on a second. I see flames behind Sev's head right there. The burning room. He's sitting in the room, and but no, I think
January. I don't think Serie A is in a state where we'll see Tudor get axed by Jan.
That's fair.
I can't see it. I don't think the league is strong enough personally.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's
I
running
don't
away
think
with it.
they're going to put a whole lot of weight on, Champions League as far as I think we could still get into the knockouts, even with Tudor. We weren't playing great with Malta. We got into the knockouts, and then anything can happen. The league, I still, with our roster, with Tudor and the limitations and him needing to really adapt, evolve himself as a coach, which a lot of us don't believe he will, which is concerning. But even with that, I can't see us not getting in top 4. I really, really can't.
I think we're our own worst enemy again.
Unless that wild card that is J Medical strikes and we get the injury bug and it's the guys that you can't afford and you suffer with depth, then we could have an issue. We could have an issue if that goes down, which is possible. I don't know. I'm going to say no to him getting axed by January. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to say no.
Well, I have a question for the three of you to piggyback off of that. Does Napoli really scare you guys? Honestly.
Yes.
They do?
Yeah.
I don't see
They're
it.
deep. They're a good team, man.
I wouldn't say scared.
I'm not
players.
scared. They don't scare me. I'm
They're
not
just
scared.
flat out good and deep.
They just have a good team. They have a good
The
roster.
coach
and
makes
stuff,
a
but,
big difference, man.
They still have a wild card that's going to implode at any moment, so it's going to happen.
That's what you got to hope for.
It's just a matter of time. And right after he put the fear of God in the old man there to get him to spend like he's never spent before in his life. He's gonna implode and they're gonna leave. But to say scare, they don't scare me. Juve's got to take care of business. We'll put ourselves in the same positions we did last year. We just got to win them. How many of those points, I always said, if Bremer stays fit this year, how many of those points that we dropped out of winning positions do we get last season?
Exactly. Would you say it was 20-something?
26.
We lost?
I would say a little less than half.
I'd say about 18. I'd say we get about 18 of those points.
Fuck, that's the Scudetto with a cushion.
That's why. I think a little less than
Napoli is improved. So they're going to get more than 83 points this year. Okay? Yeah. I probably would peg them for hitting 90. Okay? Yeah. So can Juve hit 90 points this year? A lot of it, like I said, isn't even going to be down. It will be to the players, but the roster, coach, Tudor.
Yes, 100%.
I have a thought on Tudor, and I brought this up. I think we were just bullshitting one night when I was playing FC Trim. His style is going to work great against the teams that park the bus. In those difficult matches against good teams, and I think even in Champions League, is where he's going to be in question.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that?
I think he'll suffer against some of the bigger sides as well, though.
Well, and go figure, what was Motta's Achilles heel last year?
Fucking Skank coming.
Yeah, that's why he got me. But what was Motta's Achilles heel last season? Was the teams that parked the bus?
There was fucking 10 of his Achilles heel. I don't know. Can't pick just one.
No, but it was mostly the teams that sat back and parked the bus. So, even right away, if we can, get points out of those matches with Tudor, like Sal's point, we're already that much further ahead. I'm not going to go as far as saying we're winning the Scudetto, but we're going to be competing for it, and that's all we could ask for. Just maintain that. Yeah. Unfortunately, we have to maintain the top 4. That's our, what we're striving for right now, which is kind of sad to say. We should be aiming to win, but
I think Tudor's style will cater to those teams. If those teams want to play the way they played, where Motta couldn't figure out park the bus, Tudor's team, the way he lines them up and plays them, and is very, very willing to attack and leave his defenders in situations like they were yesterday against Reggiana. Right. They'll have to deal with that. He's willing to do that to go out there and get the goals. If you look at yesterday's game, fuck me. Just a little bit more of clinical finishing, and that's 5 goals. 6 goals potted, right? So it is what it is. I think top 4 doesn't concern me. It's can we take it a little bit higher? We'll see. Tuna. I didn't include the Mbangula deal, but I think there's only true miss so far of the deals he has made. Costa a bit less so, but would have liked him to stay. I think Mbangula was super cheap, and in a hurry to move him. Is what it is. Costa, I do include actually. I think you could have done the Chico business and Joao Mario and kept Costa because you were going to wrap up this Weah deal. But now there's other deals that haven't happened that were supposed to. So maybe that's a difference in Colomuani. We'll see. It's a big juggling act, right? Domenico Berardi.
Oh, Jesus.
Al, you want to walk away first or should I?
Jesus. That's a name I could go the rest of my days without hearing.
Seriously.
You know what's bad? When one time Lou actually said to me, you know what? He goes, Berto, I think I'd sign him this year, whatever. And I go, fuck, it finally got to you, man. The hysteria from hearing that name so
Year
many
after
times
year.
that it finally got to you that you think this is right. Funny enough, I actually think that's what's going on with transfers in Juventus when we talk about our players and selling our players, because it feels like everybody's like, yeah, nobody wants this guy, like take this price, take whatever. And I feel like our fans we have done such bad deals, like, and given up our terms and dropped our pants for all these teams that like now we're just like nobody wants our guys or whatever. It's like, it's because we always gave in. We always just like do it. It's like, just stand firm. Be able to back your guys. At one point, you picked up these guys. It's just like, there's guys you need to say goodbye to, and there's others that you should be okay to continue with. That shouldn't be seen as like, you have to sell. No.
Yeah.
You know? And we just have to have our spine about us, for God's sakes. But Berardi, fuck me. No thank you.
Absolutely not.
If we land Colo, Hulman, and Leone while being able to get rid of Vlahovic, Jallo, Kelly, McKennie, and Luiz, we win the Scudetto. Man, if you could land Hulman and Leone in this window, but like Leone to come and play, I don't see it happening, number one, but that would be huge. That would be huge. If you can get Hulman and Leone. Would be big. Would be big. What do you guys think about Hulman? The links and everything. I never liked the price tag.
Yeah, I don't mind him, but not for 60 million. 40 maybe. I could maybe see that.
We got
That's a lot for him. But I do
friend
like
of the
him.
channel
I like-
here, obviously Mikhail, usually in the chats and everything, but he gave us really, really good rundown and insight on Hulman, because I kind of asked too, and I'm just going to dig it up here because he's got a lot of good stuff here. Hulman would bring several key advantages for Juve: defensive shield and tactical discipline. Just a lot of things he gets into. But about him, the player himself, he was developed at FCK's academy. He has been a regular on various Danish national teams since the U18s. Many see him as a future captain of the senior national team at that academy for FCK. Which consistently develops top talents and performs very well in the Youth Champions League. They still talk about Hulman. He says in every player meeting, he is mentioned as the best example of a winner, a leader, and someone with the ultimate attitude. In his first year at U17, as a U17 player, he told the coach at the very first training session that he wanted to play as the number 6. Coach is now the head coach of FCK, and not someone that you normally tell how things should be done, but Hulman did it, and obviously then was right. He took that spot from, at that time, the captain of the team, and became a regular starter until a move abroad called, right? And the same thing happened with the national team. In his very first training session, he went in hard on Christian Eriksen, player with 150 caps for Denmark, who played for Ajax, United, and Inter, and the Danish national coaches had to ask Morten to tone down his aggression a bit. But that's who he is. He didn't care who he's up against. He wants to win, never backs down. Interesting, like, rundown on him. Like, he's, as far as character goes, that's been, like, what I could see here from everything about him, and like leadership and mentality, because it says like his strength, leadership and mentality, natural captain profile, fearless, highly competitive, defensive intelligence, strong positioning, ball winning ability, and tactical discipline, work rate and attitude, relentless pressing, never gives up, sets a tone for teammates, composure under pressure. Weakness, limited creativity, more of a destroyer. Okay? Or regista hybrid than an attacking playmaker. Aggression can spill over. Sometimes overly intense in duels, risk fouls or bookings, and not very versatile. Best suited as a 6, a holding midfielder, less effective further forward up the pitch. Overall, he's a leader with elite mentality and defensive quality. Ideal for controlling midfield battles, but not the player to unlock tight defenses with creativity. So is he the profile we should be pushing for, boys?
Depends what they're looking for. Are you looking for a Luca sub or a Luca replacement, or are you looking for someone that will play higher up? Because I believe the guy from Brighton, what is it, O'Reilly, Matt O'Reilly, or whatever, is a completely different profile.
Well, I have a question.
Honestly,
if we get a guy like him, does that mean Luca can play more advanced with Thuram?
That's what I was just going to ask. Yeah.
But
And
does
then
Luca
we don't have to
more
worry.
advanced?
Luca doesn't have to worry about tracking back all the time, being their like 4th defender.
but I don't think Luca advanced is the answer.
I agree.
That's why it makes the interest in him and bringing him in kind of strange, because it's like you're going to have 3 guys for 2 positions. Thuram, Locatelli, and Human.
Luca's
Well,
best
you need
always
some
has
depth.
been, and I called it.
Yeah.
I called it since he came in. Like, he's a 2-man pivot midfielder. That's his best.
Yeah.
That's his best. He's a 2-man pivot midfielder. Second you introduce a third or you get 3 in there, it starts to get weird. And in terms of who's pulling the strings and who's doing what, but it sounds like Human is obviously good prospect, like good player to pick up and stuff, but it seems a little bit redundant to me, right? Mm-hmm. That's the only
because
thing.
we have
but
Luca.
I don't know. If you bring him in, though, I mean, you do need somebody that can do it other than Locatelli, so it still kind of makes sense. It still kind of makes sense because
both of them.
you still need that. Like, that's why Miretti's kind of being looked at by a lot of the fan base. Like, he is that profile of somebody that can play in the middle, that can break the lines, that can be that link up, that can be that advanced player out of the mid, right? Luis is on his way out. McKennie's not going to be that link. He's not going to be that guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, some think he can or believe he can. For me, not really doing it, right? So, I don't know. There's a lot of question marks around here. And for Matt O'Reilly, is a better player than Human and Luis. I will say Tuna putting himself out there.
Bold statement. Okay.
Kenny D. Matt O'Reilly probably cheaper than Human. I believe he is significantly cheaper. Sporting. I've got Hebrews. We need Fede fit and firing for. Oh my God, you're going back to Chiesa. This guy's going back. Suarez still I'm up on Chiesa here. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I don't know about the Human thing, especially at the price tag and stuff. Like,
that's the problem.
So, if McKennie goes, if Luis goes, Miretti, and you're going to sell Miretti, like, what are we doing here? So, who is the change up to Locatelli? Me? Like, who's the change up to Loca anyways? Like, what are we doing here? So, Human does kind of make sense. You know, now that I think about it, he does kind of make sense still.
But do you need a bench player at 40 to 50 million? That's the problem.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah. That's a lot for a backup.
I think we've decided here that it's clear we need to keep Miretti. You need to keep Miretti around, and you need one midfielder, okay? And there we go. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, though. A lot of different ways this thing can go. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Right now, Kostic needs to go. If he sticks around, I don't even know. I don't even. Charles, what's Charles coming up here? Berto, are you really ready to jump out the window if Kostic stays? Because I can guarantee you he's staying. I will. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of beer this season. We've determined that much. Okay. Look, Comolli. Hey. We talked about it today. A little bit of a teeter-totter, right? Up and down, up and down. Talk the talk, walk the walk on one move, maybe not the other. Miretti, all eyes on that one, and Douglas Luiz, those moves, apparently close. So we'll see. The Douglas Luiz one step away, Nottingham Forest. As far as Miretti goes, just keep him. What the hell are you doing? What are you thinking? Let's see. Next, now they're in Germany, obviously, riding through the park on bikes. But they've got their next match August 10th against Dortmund. Thank you, by the way, to everybody. And we're not done. You guys we got to give the kit away, everybody. So we're not done. Stick around.
Right.
Everybody that's been
right.
in here, okay, rocking the show with us, now's the time. Now's the time for that kit. And funny enough, the one who donated, Antonio Spinazzola, with us today. Thank you for the donation. 96 Champions League winning away kit with the captain, Vialli, on the back. All right? Thank you for the donation. It's a beauty.
Beautiful.
Absolute beauty. Okay?
Nice.
And we're going to give it away
That was nice.
to a lucky member that's here with the lives. It always pays to be on the shows and everything. But he has said, first we'll get to his Storm the Barn. It's only right and fitting, okay, that we wrap it up. Leone, what does it mean for the future of this defense, though? I really like the guys back there this year. Where will he fit and who will be saying goodbye? In the perfect world, we have already decided here unanimously that it is Lloyd Kelly making way.
Yeah.
He is right-footed,
Lloyd
though,
Braun.
just to clarify that.
Oh,
Leon
yeah,
is.
that's right. Okay.
So
I don't care if he's third-footed, okay? If he's
I'm just
packing a
saying.
hammer and that's what he uses. I don't care, okay? Left foot, right foot, third foot, let's go, okay? Bring him in. Bring him in. Leone would be fantastic. He wants the minutes.
he would get it. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, though. Like, can we not offer him enough minutes to stay? I mean, he would.
I'm sure we could.
If we're staring down the barrel of Kelly being a regular, yeah, he'll get his minutes, and he should be happy.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't see how we have the funds to make it happen, especially when there's other teams competing for it, for the signature. That's my only concern.
Now, the kit. Who wants to win this kit? Good luck, everybody. Okay? As we're going to wrap up the show on this one. Okay? All right. We should do a little... we like to do the trivia. Okay? So we are going to do a trivia. I'm thinking of a player. And I'm going to first text everybody in the team chat. Okay? It's going to be off of a certain roster. And that season, I'm not going to give you hints unless you guys absolutely cannot name this player. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Here it is. I'm going to text them right now. I've got the name. And I'll tell you the roster year in just a second here, everybody.
We already got a guess, and you haven't even sent the name.
I haven't even said the year.
Okay. Got it now.
You guys got it?
Yeah.
Okay, chat, good luck. Juventus 2008-2009 season. It's a player off that roster. Good luck. We got to keep track of this chat here because the last time it just went boom, 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 boom. Come on, let's get those guesses in. Juventus 2008-2009. Birindelli, no. Melberg, no. Diego, no. Poulsen, no. Keep firing. You could just see everybody Googling right now.
Yeah, they got the team list up on one end, and they're fucking firing
ADP
away.
Chimenti, no. Amari, no. Iaquinta, no. Molinaro, no. Grigera, no. Zabina, no. Krasic, no. Zanetti, no. Melberg, no.
Some of these are good guesses, though.
How the hell do you say that guy's name? Knezevich or no? Good guess, but no. Sissoko, Nedved, no. Legrotalia, no. Salihamidzic, no. Sissoko, no. Melo, no. Buffon, no. I knew this one's gonna.
Everybody.
You're gonna have to dig deep, lads. Chiellini, De Gea, Thiago, Ekdal. We got a winner.
There it
BB.
is. Yeah.
Ekdal. There you go. We have a winner. BB, congratulations. All right. You got it. Right there. Right there. So reach out to us on one of our socials. And boom. Love it. Love it. Congrats. And everybody else, hey, we are updating the memberships. So keep in touch. Rick Owsey 77, okay, from JOFC, JCD Melbourne, GG Buffon official fan club, gifted another 5 memberships yesterday. If you're one of those lucky members, congrats. So all the members, no matter what tier, you're in on our private chat. Reach out to us. We can plug you into it. Now there's going to be a kit given away every month to people that are in the legend tier, the top tier. And that's coming from Jerseys FC, who is partnering up with us. We're going to start dropping their links on our videos for anybody that wants kits that are 1-to-1 reps. You don't want to burn your pockets, okay? You don't want to go crazy, but you want to just rock the style. These are the guys to deal with, okay? They're absolutely awesome, and they're offering us 20% off on everything. So there'll be a link there for all of you to take advantage of. But one kit given away, guaranteed every month to people in that tier. And then second tier, you'll get shout outs, you'll get opportunities for a lot of cool stuff with the cast and myself. So there you go. Congrats, BB. Reach out. You got a kit. Until next time, everybody, you guys, it's been a pleasure. You filthy animals. Trim, get some clothes on. All right?
Okay.
But you guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have fun as always, no matter what. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti. Take care.